This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Today is Thursday, March 31st, and we are going to call the Finance Committee budget meetings to order. First on our agenda, we have the Council on Aging. Joan Linehan.
You want me to sit up here?
It's up to you. The director's here to kind of go through what she's looking for, you know, go over your budget one, which is probably...
Our board chair was going to be here, but she's in another meeting on Capitol, and it's very busy.
She said she was going to be there, and she wasn't sure how long it was going to last, so that's fine. I'm sure you kind of know what you need.
Yes.
We almost have too many lines here. I don't think we have to go back 10 years on the budget.
No, you probably could just get rid of those and just move them over, but...
That's a good idea, because I can't fit the last 2 years on here because I've got, you know, the last 10
Yeah, you don't need
years.
12, 13, 14,
Yeah.
15, 16, 17 even, 18, 19, 20,
Yeah.
21, 22.
It's interesting to see how it jumped, or it didn't jump, whatever. It's
But
interesting.
Yeah,
we don't need
it's just
it.
harder to...
It's harder to view. Anyway, as you know, the population of the seniors is, you know, getting higher all the time. Nobody's getting younger, and we really are just minimal. We're trying to get the new program coordinator. We've asked for 70% of hers, or his, or their salary, potentially from July 1st, and then the others will come from the state formula grant. But that's the only position. It's increased position, hours and pay, and that's, you know, the only place we're trying to develop at this time or expand.
So, remind me again, because I know we signed the PRF, but I don't know.
So, this position would be...
How much? No, I'm just wondering how much. I know I just...
$17.50 to $20 an hour, depending on their...
Okay.
Hey, how are you?
Hi. So, this line, where the COA wage line for budget one, the $5,929.78, is that for the program director?
The all right, so
The
right now, the
5,000.
wages, $5,008,
Yep.
yeah, that's what the administrative assistant got, and that's what the program director would get, coordinator would get, and then we'd have to take the rest from if we were level funded, that's all we would do. So, I mean, actually, ideally, we need the $9,463.86. Do you need to be up here, John? Because I think no.
I'm just a member of the public.
Oh, you're in public today.
This is one of only two
like I said,
places where I get to sit back here.
I'm so confused.
So then the $9,463.86 would represent 70%? Okay.
Of that 14-hour position.
Okay. I just want to make some comments in here before I forget what I asked you.
It's funny because Janice said, I thought we had put comments in, but it's not in what we delivered to Ed, so we could put, other years we have put comments on the bottom.
Oh, so I think I have to download it in order to comment on it, or to write notes, right?
Yeah.
But then it's going to get confusing if we get sent more, because then the changes aren't going to be in there.
Yeah. So I was just writing notes and I would, so for me, like, I would just save this as today, and then I just have to somehow. And how much?
Hey
Hi there.
Oh, what timing? Do you want to join us at the table, or?
That's all right, I'm like screaming from the audience myself.
Scream from the audience.
So
So I can be heard.
So the state formula is still $12?
Right,
It's
correct.
$12, but then they use the 2020 census?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. Okay.
2010, right now.
Still?
So I
Okay.
don't scream from the.
No, it's fine.
It doesn't change.
It doesn't change right now because they haven't done the census.
But it's
Okay.
on, yes.
Just so I know. Okay.
Yes.
I'll
And
behave
it's,
myself for recording.
It's on a 10-year cycle now.
Yeah, okay. Couldn't remember what, because Tina and I were talking about her state formula and doing stuff, and I couldn't remember what she said.
She gets
so.
real money.
Well, they're a city.
She's
It's
a-
a
yeah,
difference.
it's a big city.
40,000 versus, what, 6,000? Yeah, it's different. population. I mean, you
Oh,
know, seniors.
I was like, she got
We have seniors.
$94,000.
No, I was
Population.
thinking the population is obviously bigger, so it's all based on population, and
Yeah,
senior
there's
population,
40
60 and over.
40,000 plus residents.
And the seniors are probably 6,000 or something like that. Probably the population of our entire town, you know.
Probably. So you still have the state formula grant, you're still doing your local
Yeah.
receipts in terms of, you know, people are paying for, I don't want to say Zumba, but, you know,
Right, the revolving
the
account.
whatever,
Chair yoga or something.
chair yoga or bingo or the memory cafe, those kinds of
So the
things.
Memory Cafe is separate, it's Highland
Oh,
Valley.
Highland Valley grants, yes,
And
that's
that's a
right.
2-year grant.
Okay, okay,
That's a
gotcha.
renewable grant, it's a 1-year renewable.
Okay, gotcha. And any other grants you guys have?
Frida, did you talk?
Well, yeah, I know for the, yeah. For the
Not
van.
at this time.
And you still have 1 or 2 van drivers? Two?
Oh, 2
Two
drivers.
part-time?
Correct,
Okay.
but that's all out of, you know, that town.
Yeah, no, I know, I'm just trying to encass the whole,
Right.
like, you know, what you guys, which
Yeah.
hasn't changed in a year and a half.
So a comment that I didn't share yet, that was shared by my chair, said that only 2% of the town's budget is dedicated to our 30% of the people.
Point
0.2%,
0.2%
yeah.
of the town's
0.2.
budget goes towards the dedicated to senior population. 2,000 people.
So I did get some information from Ed in that they were gonna put 2%, they were gonna include 2% COLAs, I believe.
For non-collective bargaining people.
Yeah,
Yeah, and elected officials, but excluded everybody, the other ones that.
who have a contract or a CBA.
So that's included in the change for what's requested or
No,
not?
it's not.
No, it's not
This is
included
new
in
as of
here, it's new
Tuesday.
as of Tuesday. So none of this that he sent has that in there.
So what was the change? Or am I looking at this wrong? So the request for fiscal '23, I'm looking at
Originally, it was
it.
just
Can I move over your shoulder so I see what you're
Yeah.
It was just, what are they, level funding.
Yeah, so he did put that in this new
Oh, okay.
spreadsheet that I just
Okay.
sent you, so he
Because
did
it's
include that.
$664
Yeah.
difference, so
Yeah.
that is the COLA.
Yeah.
And then,
So you have a different sheet than Joan does.
And
He
then
just sent it to me at 10 of 6.
And that includes all staff, so that would even be Frito drivers and people.
Yeah, I don't know.
it's whatever
How
comes
many
out of COA wages, though.
They're paid through a grant, but they paid through the, you
Does
know,
it come through PPPB? Their wage? their
Yes,
hourly
they
rate?
have to be approved, they're scored and they have to go through the changes.
I don't think that, well-
They usually get the 2%, like when everybody in.
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is, I don't think that the lines that we have on
Right.
this budget sheet
Right.
are COA director,
Reflected.
COA wages, and
Yes,
COA
it's not in
expenses.
the general fund.
right, and so
Right.
the volunteer coordinator would also get it, but she's not in this wage line.
So yeah,
She
they
would-
get paid out of Frida, and she gets paid out of the state formula grant, so they're not on this sheet. Right.
And so tell me again, I'm sorry, what the difference is between your wish list and your budget one?
So the wish list was, the original budget line was level funded, so we didn't ask for anything different from last year.
Okay,
The wish list is so that we can pay for our program coordinator that will help, to expand our programming and our marketing, and she's at 70% of the wages that we hope to pay somebody that we hire, so.
So right now, we're, when we got the approved through the PPP and Finance Committee, it's all divided up out of different grants monies. So we're asking for next fiscal year to support 70% of that salary through the town instead of through all the grants. Because the position was always supported, the admin position was always supported 70% by the town and 30% by the state formula grant. Now that we're trying to get a more broad position that has marketing and associate's degree instead of an administrative assistant, we're just asking for the town to continue to pay 70% of that salary
Okay.
and invest a little bit more into the senior center, instead of having us depend on grants to fund it.
And, okay, and so what would happen if it wasn't funded at that level? Like, what would that position, I mean, say you hire someone hopefully before the end of the fiscal year, and then the new fiscal year started, and what
For
if?
2 years, we'll be able to pay them through the Highland Valley grant.
Part of it comes from
Part-
Highland Valley, part of it comes from
So the-
CRITA, part of it
okay.
comes from state formula grant, and the smaller amount comes from the town.
Okay, so the position would still be funded, it would
Right.
just be a
A
different,
different ratio.
right, okay.
Yeah, because like in Westfield, their state formula is pretty much all
Wages.
wages,
Yeah.
program directors,
Right,
kitchen
outreach,
people,
yeah,
however,
that's
outreach, so they pay everything out of there. So
That's very common, but they
Yeah.
get a lot
Yeah.
more money than. we
No, I'm
do.
just saying, like, it's, so if the town said, hey, you know, we really can't, we want to give you the 5,900 and some change, you have other resources to.
Right, but
to
what
pay for that.
impacts is what I'm sure in Westfield, I don't
Can't
know
make the
that, but
programs.
look at what's their expense budget
Mhm.
compared to our expense budget.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they can
yeah.
use the state formula
Yeah.
grant and all those things because they have more than $1,200 to pay for their expenses. So we don't have that luxury, so we need the grant. We're
Yeah.
trying to balance both. So if you
Yeah.
look at South Hadley, they don't touch their state formula grant with personnel. And they're
Yeah, it all
funded a
depends
lot.
on what you do,
And
yeah.
then, you know, you go to other places and they do a full position. So it varies on, I think, what they get out of the town and other areas that allows them to pay wages out of the state formula grant, so.
Mhm.
We're doing a lot of, comparisons because we're trying to look at a new place and what other towns are doing that are about our size, et cetera.
And we compare every year to wages. And,
That's true.
you know,
What did you think of
across the board.
South Hadley's building?
Nice.
How did it
I
compare
forgot, I'm
to,
talking to you about South Hadley, so.
how did it compare to, you went and saw another one?
Hadley, we went to Hadley, South Hadley, because it's such a bigger population, it's about 6,000 square foot larger than Hadley.
Oh, really?
It's beautiful. I mean,
But
it's
yeah.
like it's the same, they use the same contractor, the same,
Oh.
pretty much architect. So it looks very similar, but rooms are larger and, you know, they
I
can
missed that
accommodate.
visit. I'd like to go because I heard the Memory Cafe has really taken off in South Hadley too.
Yeah,
So I need to go there and see what's happening. I was at the old school when they had it at the school. There's, I don't know if it's near the ferry or Smith Ferry, that area, South Hadley, but it's closer to the river.
mhm.
I don't know if it's in the same area. Did they build it right near the old center?
They tore it down.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they built
It's
it
in
in
the
the
same-
same.
Same
Yeah.
building.
Okay, I didn't mean to sidetrack it.
Yeah, I guess I wish they would have put the actual expenditures for 20 and 21 here, not the budget.
Yeah,
But that way we could see, you know, if, not saying that, I mean, $1,200 is not a lot of money, but I'm just trying to see what you had spent in previous years in expenses from the general fund budget, that's all. But-
Yeah, I mean, it was the pandemic year too, so,
Mhm.
you know, but we also have the state formula grant for that, we did.
Mhm.
I mean, we were really trying to elevate the second position as sort of the second person in charge, the
Mhm.
program coordinator.
Mhm.
Because with the growth of the number of seniors, it's just, one person just can't function totally.
Yeah.
And doing marketing and running the business and recruiting new, you know,
Volunteers or people or,
Yeah.
yeah,
so it's just.
programs.
And has, I mean, I know it was during COVID, but after COVID, it's not really finished, but have you seen people coming back?
We have seen people
You know,
coming back.
they're coming back more frequently than they would have before.
Yeah.
when it was
I mean, as long
kinda-
as the numbers stay down, I think people will continue to come
Mhm.
back. We haven't had our big lunches or anything yet. but
Yeah.
We're
But they're
hoping
planning
to.
one for May, I
Yes.
think, right?
Oh, that's good. I think that's all I have.
Okay.
It's pretty easy.
I was in the building, so I thought it'd come up.
No, that's fine, thank you, yeah. I figured if that's why I invited you, in case you,
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
thank you
wanted
for
to,
sending.
you know, I mean, I know it's advisory, but you're still integral part of what's
Yeah.
happening
Oh my
up there,
goodness,
so.
yes, she is.
I give her probably more advice than she.
Very good advice.
Uh-uh.
Thank
But
you.
thank you, yes, thanks for, I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
have a good night.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
you
too, good
too.
to see you both.
Oh, where am I gonna save this now.
Bye, John.
Have a good one.
No, it's over. It just ended. Yeah.
All right. So I don't lose that. No, I tried printing this and I was like, oh, but if you hide these columns, you
Yeah,
can
I
just
moved
delete
everything
them.
over a little bit, but,
If you just delete these, you can't hide these because these other ones fall underneath, but it's not my spreadsheet anymore. And it was actually, Heather did the original and I modified it, but she kind of did sort of the template.
it's funny, because now Heather is the COA director in Wells, she has been.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
in
yeah, I did
Wellesley.
see that,
I
yeah.
talked to her today.
Did she have her baby?
Oh, yeah, he was born in November.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh,
She's in-
Cody,
She's in Wellesley?
yeah,
Yep.
she's the COA director, but she's looking. It's too far, it's an hour and a half each way.
Oh, God, that's a killer.
And, with the baby, and, it's just
Yeah. So his name is Cody?
Cody.
Nice. I'm glad things worked out for her.
Yeah.
Just for a while there, not sure what was going on.
Yeah, I know. I went to her house for the baby shower and stuff. It was nice.
And Chris is still doing law, practicing law,
Yeah,
sorta.
he is. I don't know. I just asked her today if he was, how that was going, and because he works out of the house some, and yeah, he's still working.
Working anyway, yeah, that's good. So,
So the report that Bradley sent, the expense report, well, he didn't send it, but it said it came from Joyce, but I know it wasn't Joyce. Did he put the budget in?
I did not sit with him yet or show him how to put the budget in for the revenues.
All right, because I thought that it had.
It's not that hard, it's just, I didn't look at those yet.
No, but the
latest
expense-
revenue sheet has the budget numbers in it,
Oh, it does?
but revenue is only reported up until December 30th.
Oh, okay, so he managed to enter it then?
Well, even the expense budget wasn't in before, was it, or was it? But it is now, I think. It looks like it is. Because now it's showing the percentage spent,
Hello.
which
Mhm.
I didn't think it was.
Hi, Barbara. How are you?
I'm all right, how are you?
Doing okay?
It's good to see you.
Yeah, you too. It's okay if you're early.
Yeah, we're ready.
We're ready.
Oh, okay, are you John?
I am.
Oh,
Hey, Robert.
I wasn't here without the mask.
Oh, is this better?
Much better.
Well, that's what my husband would say, like, he had kids who had masks on for 2 years. He didn't know what their face looked like. Then he took and I'm sure they thought the same of him, but he was like, that's not what I thought that kid was gonna look like.
It is weird, the whole thing.
Mhm.
Okay, so you have some things?
I have your
Do you-
budget notes.
Oh, good.
I had to, yeah.
Do you have, do you need, let's see, did you get something like this? I don't know, that's like the budget, was it printed out I think.
It might be.
It might
Let me
be
check
included in all those there were so many of them.
Yeah,
I was
that
trying
was
to
one
figure out.
just for the library. Did you want a copy, Joe?
Oh, I think I got it.
And every
Okay.
time I opened it, I always opened Ian, so I was like, oh my God, I can't look at this anymore.
Okay, I also have a breakdown of salaries, if you want that, of the employees.
Well, this,
This is what we did, but I don't know what ended up being on the, I gave this to Bradley, and I think he was gonna put it in on the major sheet. Is it different, Donna?
I got flat level service, $172,157.60.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it's, I wonder if that formula is right.
Something wrong with it?
172, 157.
It's not even, it's, but when you click on that 172, it's not a sum.
It's not a sum.
Because for requests, budget one, okay, there's all these different budgets. On the spreadsheet that was sent today, it shows library director wages, 46,950.03.
Because that has the 2% in it, and this one probably
Oh,
doesn't.
yeah, we didn't
Right.
put the 2% in.
Okay, but then, so then if you add those.
The breakdown by employee.
No, this is good.
Okay.
Thank you.
That sum is not correct. If you total those, it's 173,085.50.
So that,
The
yeah.
2%.
That's-
Yeah, I have the version before the 2%.
Yeah, that's what I brought.
But you're right, it is a sum number.
It should
I
be
mean,
a
So
it's
sum.
someone
not
just
hard-
entered
hard
the
coded.
numbers, they did not sum to make sure that what they entered was correct, which leaves it open for error.
And these sheets, at least from last year, used to have a sum in there, so someone just entered.
Yeah,
the
it's the only
totals.
one.
Well, I gave this to
Oh, no,
Bradley.
this,
So,
all right.
because, anyway.
So if you do the budget wish list, that's not right either.
I'm gonna sum it right now, yeah. 179, yeah.
Oh, that's with the 2%?
Uh,
I have 178,824.52.
Right, prior to the 2%.
Yeah, yeah.
Does that 178,824 account for that last wage adjustment that you had, that got approved Tuesday night? Where we're moving,
Yes, oh, yeah, it does. Yeah.
So you had the,
One employee went to $16.
Oh,
Which
okay.
is only 9 hours a week.
I thought you did the, minimum wage.
Oh, so it's
We would have done that in January.
14.25.
Yeah.
Right,
Yep.
it might go up again, but right now it's 14.25.
It's gonna go to
That's
15
January.
bucks in January. I
right?
think.
So that, we can work with that. We just have less subs, I guess. So the money we got from that special town meeting in December, was how we reached the MAR this year, the
Mhm.
170,056.
That's not in this,
So the one,
Yeah, I'm
going
not
back to the
seeing that.
178, that's
it's
here.
not in the
Well, that-
22
The
budget
2%,
number.
does that meet the minimum?
Oh, well, the minimum is actually met by the level funded one.
Oh.
178
There's
is
too
more money.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's,
Ed told me to put in like certain things we needed, although now we actually don't need the sign because the Friends are paying for it. So, but we need 1,000 to fix the columns in front, and then he wanted extra money to work on the roof to clean it up more. So, that was the wish list one, right? Yeah, so in the notes, the MAR is only $2,101 more, and that is the level funded one, 172,157 would give us the requirement.
What's the is it 13%?
yeah,
Hmm?
13,
What's the percentage you have to use, that the town has to fund you in order for you to be certified, for you to not lose your accreditation?
yeah, that's the amount, it's this whole formula. It's you take the last the last 3 years and you,
I'm trying to remember.
yeah, you take the last, I haven't done it in a few
The
months.
last 3 years of appropriations, and you take the rolling average of those.
Oh, yeah,
and you
okay.
That minimum number in year 4.
Yeah, and it's like
Go.
times the 2% or whatever, yeah, that's how they get it.
Mhm.
And then what you might be thinking of is, the other requirement is materials, which is
Yes,
19%
That's what
of
I
this.
was thinking of, is the
So,
materials
Yeah,
piece.
materials is 90%, so we can raise some of the money from the Friends, and so I'm not as worried about that. So the materials is a little bit less than the requirement in the level funded. It's 30,000 512, we'd have to get some money from other sources to.
And how much money do you have to get? Whatever was in the budget wish list
The wish list, yeah,
has the number you would need.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, this report shows the 22 budget was 160.
Because it doesn't have the special town meeting appropriation.
It's just,
yeah, it was 9,800.
Yeah,
I mean, how are we supposed to be comparing this when the numbers aren't even accurate?
I'm just a member of the audience.
No, I'm just saying, I mean,
I hear you.
Yeah, so the materials is 90%, but we can raise some of that from the public, but we can't raise any of the money for the MAR from the public. So, yeah, so the level funded would give us accreditation, and it would be pretty close to the materials, but we'd have to get a couple thousand from.
so that's the budget, what, 173,085.50?
170, well, yeah, with the 2%
Right,
minus. and
so
shows
that
2%.
is considered level funded, right? That's what you're
Yeah, I
saying?
put the MAR in the level funded. It's a little more than we got last year. It's 2,100.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a tiny bit more. So we're back to our full hours. We opened on Monday. We're open 38 hours a week now, and because we got that money in December.
So you have you and Johanna
Mhm.
still, and Lisa.
Lisa, and then Emily's only 9 hours a week. And
Okay.
then the custodians in here and the substitutes.
Mm-hmm.
So we need the subs to have the full hours of vacation, workshops, sick leave, personal.
How
Yeah.
many subs do you have now?
We have, I think, well, we have 4 who are actually working.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a couple who haven't come since the pandemic. Hi,
Mhm.
Jessica, thanks for coming. It's one of our trustees, Jessica McConnell.
Hi there, how are you?
Good, thank you.
And then, what about the guy that was doing the IT stuff?
Oh, he was a sub,
Yeah.
and he's back at work with his food. He delivers food in the Easthampton schools, Robert Rosinski.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
so
so he's
he's-
not there anymore, okay,
No.
gotcha.
No, so we have Barbara Thompson and Cynthia Lucier have been subs for like
Mhm.
8 years, and Doris Hurd, and Emily Munska is also a sub. She's the one who's the 9 hours a week, but she can't work more than 18 hours a week, but she doesn't work that much anyway, so.
Is she the one that does the historical stuff?
She does historical, she's very good with computers,
Mhm.
IT reference, yeah. She's the youngest one. Yeah, she's great, so. We were hoping to actually give her more hours, but it just seemed like it would be too hard to do that. Anyway, this year, I don't know, but at least to get her to 16, you know, is.
Are you still seeing people coming in?
Yeah.
I mean, you're still getting,
Well, not as many as before the pandemic. For instance, we used to have 40 or 50 people at story hour, and then we had to restrict it, you know, to 3 or 5 kids. So now it's not restricted, but we're not up to 40 or 50 people at story hour, you know. But we're hoping things will, you know.
yeah.
Jessica
maybe
was
it's
in
the-
there today. I mean, people are coming in. It's just not quite as many as before, but older people are coming in. It amazes me, you know, in their 90s. I mean, Ted Hendricks, you know, and so people are coming in, and
And Mrs. Demon is still doing, Cindy's still doing story
she's
hour?
doing 1 story hour a month, and a guy named Andy Goulet is doing 1 a week.
Mhm.
And then the book club's about 12 people once a month, and we were planning all the summer reading programs. And we have, you know, stuff during the year too. Yeah, so. So summer reading's gonna be online, but also you can do it in person. We're gonna do like a hybrid. People can sign up in person or online, so we had to pay for the online program, but Johanna's hoping we won't have to do that next year. She'd much rather do everything in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. So the subs actually do take some regular shifts. That's how we were able to open, you know, like 3 hours. There's a sub there in the morning on Monday. So they're a big help. And Johanna's going on vacation, so, you know.
So the
whole
subs
next
are
week.
really used as part-time, not just subs?
Well, they're mostly for vacation stuff, but a little
Yeah,
part-time.
yeah.
Yeah. But it's not like, yeah, right, fill in the holes.
Yeah.
Well, like, sometimes I'll have a meeting, and so, you know, we need an extra person there.
Mhm.
What about this maintenance line? Did you write that in here? I didn't really read.
Yeah, so the maintenance,
What kind of things are you looking, what kind of things are potentially, hopefully,
Okay, so-
not,
let's see,
oh, you did write this in here, okay.
yeah, the maintenance is in the wish list is bigger. Okay, so you can cross off 3,000 because this money was raised, actually it was in memory of Dick Frary. So the sign isn't here yet, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going to take care of that. But then we still needed 1,000 for the columns and 440 for the extra cleaning of the roof.
What do you mean extra cleaning?
Well, it's, you know how the leaves get in the gutters, and we were having some leaks, and so Ed thought it should be done more often, like every other month. Because we have a flat roof thing going on there with scuppers, and, yeah. So Peter Furry goes up there and is cleaning it. But yeah, we had leaks in the staff kitchen a few times.
After they put the new roof on?
Even after they put the new roof on, but they said there were tons of leaves in the gutters and the scuppers, whatever they are, you know.
They're a drain that's at the
Yeah.
top of a flat roof.
Yeah, who puts a flat roof on a building in New England? I don't know.
The company I work for kept them in business because that's what they make almost.
But anyway, that was it, the suggestion of Ed, that extra cleaning. So, but it did change anyway because of the 2%, so there's, you know, minus 3,000 and then plus the 2%, I guess.
All right, so 3,000 was raised
Yeah, it's
of the 6 that was, no, what's,
of the
wish-
4,470 on the wish list maintenance.
Now, ours says the level funded is 6274
Right,
and the wish list is 10,744.
right.
Okay.
So out of the 10, you guys got money, the 3,000 for the sign?
Yeah, so we could go
Okay.
down. Because we do have a new boiler, so we're not expecting a lot of maintenance problems.
Hopefully not.
With that being said, you've got the new boiler, is there a maintenance contract already in place?
Yeah.
So that's
there
already
is.
accounted for
With
in the-
Northrop, yeah. I don't think we changed the maintenance on the level funded. Yeah, same as FY22.
With the adjustment? Because 22, you were $4,683.
Oh,
The requested 23 budget level funded is
oh, with the
6,002.
adjustment, yeah, we put money in there with that extra money from the
Right.
December meeting, right. Yeah, and I think I have that in there where the money went somewhere.
So
Yeah.
if it stayed at the 6274, that's more than
Yeah, it's right in
previous
here,
year,
in
right?
this part.
That's more than,
The previous year?
well, FY22, oh, it's what we, yeah, right, because we were cut, yeah. So on the budget notes on the first page, it explains the 9897, some went to the maintenance, some utilities, and some wages. It's in the middle of the page. Yeah, right, it wasn't what we requested, but what we got was 4,683, right?
So are you finding that your gas bills are less from the new, with the new, I mean, I know gas prices are up, but have you found that the boilers helped you in
It's more
not-
efficient.
More efficient, you haven't had so much of the expense?
It was just done a couple months ago, so.
Ah, okay. You haven't quite seen that return yet
No,
on
I think
there.
yeah.
And your
Plus,
problem-
it needed a lot of adjustments, you know, once they put it in, so there's actually been some bills. Well, you know, to get it working right, and the
They-
thermostats and everything. So
That
they-
wasn't all part of the quote?
The quote was just to put in the new boiler and water tank. you know, but then I had to call them because we had like no heat a couple of days, and that was extra.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, you'd think that would be included in, wouldn't it? I mean,
Or-
they put in a brand new thing and it doesn't
Right.
work right and you have to pay them to come back?
If
Well-
not covered there, it'd be covered in the maintenance agreement.
It was, it's adjustment, it's really adjusting it, is what they had to do.
Doesn't seem like you should have to pay for that.
Yeah, the 100, well, no, that's something else. Yeah, I think it's three times a year they're supposed to come and do maintenance on it.
Clean it out and everything
Yeah.
else. Well, that's good. And you said that was with Northrop Grumman?
Yes, yeah. So, well, we did pay for some adjustments. I'm sorry, Donna.
And the Friends are still obviously, you know, supporting in anything that you
Well,
may need if the,
right.
if you don't, in order to keep your accreditation.
For the materials, yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't meet for 2 years, but they're meeting now, and they're going to have a book sale, and they had some money left over from previous years, so they're going to be able to give us some money for books.
And the book drop is working out?
Yeah, it is. It's really good.
Oh, good.
And the security cameras, we haven't had any trouble.
No more blackout lights?
No, they blacked out the lights. I had to have the police go over and talk to somebody. Yeah. So we did get accreditation this year, and I'm very grateful for that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, I mean, in future, if we could raise that position from 9 hours to more hours, we would cut the subs some, you know, then we wouldn't need as many hours for subs.
Mm-hmm.
And what would be the overall cost of that, really, if so you're paying your current position a few more hours, but then you're not paying, I realize the subs don't make as much, but what would be the net cost to do that, you know? Like,
It wouldn't be a lot.
I mean, doesn't it seem like that could be your,
We'd like to.
or is it because then they're gonna go over then they'd be a benefited position?
Well, she's only 9 hours, so
Oh.
it's a ways. I guess we'd have to go through the PPPB. I don't have a grade for her. I wasn't sure if this was the year to go for it, but yeah, you're right. I mean, it
So,
makes sense.
would it only be a difference of $500 maybe
Yeah.
a year? Because it's not like,
It wouldn't be
Yeah.
that much.
yeah,
Because then you'd want her to go up to like 16, 18, or even 19 hours a week, which would be less than 20 for benefits. And you'd have that person consistent, you know, like you'd put them on the schedule and they would be consistent and not being like, oh, we can't get a sub, now what do we do?
Yeah, no, right now she's right there, and she's there Thursdays and Saturdays. I mean, she's excellent. We purposely hired
Bless you.
somebody with really good computer skills and, you know, really up on. She actually helped a patron today, what Jessica used to do, actually. She helped, she's helped this woman 3 times in a row with her problems with her computer. It's I think it's an iPad or something. I mean, she's really good at that. So that's what we were looking for when we hired her, you know, because we wanted somebody who was, you know, better than. Johanna's pretty good, but, you know, it's nice to have somebody else.
Yeah.
well,
So,
I mean,
yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Donna. It would make a lot of sense to
I mean, to me,
increase her
even
hours.
I mean, I don't know if it would need to be rescored or whatever, but I mean, just put it into, if you're putting it in just to increase the hours, but with the justification that you're gonna be,
cutting the.
you're paying the hours anyway right now, it's just gonna be a little bit of a difference in how much per hour, but overall, so if it's 3 hours a week, or I don't know, 5 hours a week, or I don't know how many hours you're thinking.
Well, yeah, we were thinking of at least till 12 hours, but I mean, it would be great to do more. I just didn't know what would happen with the job description. I guess I could still do it, and we could rearrange the numbers so it came out the same.
I mean, I think if it's not a benefited position anyway, then I don't think it really affects,
It's not gonna affect anything else but whatever
Right, it's not
increase
like
in
you
your
would have to
budget.
put the position out again or anything like that. I mean, it's,
We wouldn't because we just,
No.
yeah. Well,
because
we
you're just
were
increasing
hoping-
the hours.
See, like, actually, I have worked with a trustee and a volunteer on the budgets, and so she had, Debbie Pinsky and Gloria Galinsky, you remember Gloria? So we had put 12 here, and we tried to figure it out. And I just didn't know if I could do it with the job descriptions and all that, but I looked at all the job descriptions, and in the PC, you were there, I put the job descriptions that I had no grading. I would be glad to do it. Do I have to, does it have to have a new job description, or can I just
No,
increase
I
it
don't think
to
so, 'cause it's-
12?
It's an existing position.
Right, it's just
that
a
you're
change form.
increasing hours.
Yeah,
Right.
No, if you had turnover and you need to post for it, that's when your description would
Right.
come back in, but.
Well, can I go ahead and increase her to at least 12 and take the money out of subs? You
I think that's your discretion. I mean, yeah.
It
if you
wouldn't
think-
affect, it wouldn't really affect anything on this.
Right,
I'd be glad to do that.
Right, you just need to submit a form to adjust the number of hours,
right,
that's all.
So go through the PC, do a PCF, right?
yep.
Would it be?
Yeah, change,
I would be
yeah.
glad to do that.
Yeah, I would do that too.
So do it
It's a good
to
idea.
12, you think, or?
That's up to you, however, whatever you
talk
think,
to
and
her.
talk to the person and see, obviously make sure that she's,
No, she was interested in more hours.
Right,
Yeah.
and then it's zero net impact to your budget
Right.
because you'd be reducing,
The
the offset
substitutes.
would be your subs, so then Bradley
Right.
should sign off that it's zero impact, and
yeah,
I don't see an issue.
no.
I'd be glad to do that, that's great, yeah. So 12 or 15, we could figure the budget out. Okay. So I probably should I don't have to worry about doing that immediately because.
No, if you wanna start it for July 1,
Yeah, July 1.
then, you can bring the PCF whenever.
If that's the only thing you're bringing, you don't need to come in for that. Just send the form in.
Just
Yeah.
send the form.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, you don't need to sit in front of us and explain it, because we're already,
No,
That would be fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were trying to work that out, and I wasn't sure about the PPP stuff.
we're easy.
with those.
Oh, that's right, you're on the PPP and
Yeah.
John's on it.
You got 2 out of 3 votes.
Oh, well, there you go. I came to the right place.
And you got 2 out of 3 votes for finance.
Yeah,
Yeah, so, yeah, basically, we want to get the, MAR, and we're willing to do a little bit less on the materials to get money from the Friends, and so the level funded just reflects a little bit less on the materials, whereas the wish list has more materials. And like I said, doesn't need as much for maintenance, so. But then there's the 2% thing, so. But you guys already know all this. We've been through so many budgets.
I do have a question. With things like paper towels, cleaning supplies, toilet paper, the town doesn't just buy them there's no way to buy that stuff in bulk and distribute to the various, like if everybody's buying their own. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
So we had a
Like, you go to Costco,
30-minute
like,
meeting
it's
on this yesterday at the Cost Efficiency Committee. And the first pushback was there's no central storage location to maintain all that stuff. But they were going to, Bradley's supposed to reach out to every department head and ask what are the top 5
Things
items
go
that
through.
are ordered, and if there's a common thread there, perhaps do bulk orders on those things, or unify.
Even like paper,
Actually, he
all that
already
stuff.
reached out to us, and we handed it in.
Yeah. And one of the cons of doing it is right now, office supplies and material like that is budgeted at the individual department level. So there was some hesitation about letting somebody, let somebody else hold those supplies.
Yeah.
I spent money to buy that paper, and now when I go to get it, well, it went to another office. So you would almost have to move all those line items under the TA, and have the TA control it.
It just seems like you could do a distribution day,
Right.
You put in for 5 boxes of paper, come get your 5 boxes of paper, that way you can't claim anyone else
Yeah.
took your
And
paper.
they were thinking about, Thursday's the day that orders are placed, deliveries are on Friday. well, we're
Come get
closed
your
on Friday,
stuff,
whatever
yeah.
it is,
But the paper, did they switch it? Because it used to always just be bought by the TA.
It is.
And it's in the,
It is.
it's in the,
For all departments?
Yeah.
including
No,
delivery?
we buy our own.
oh, you buy your own.
Yeah.
But just for
Police
this,
department
for this
buy their own?
building.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you get away from town hall.
If you get-
Yeah, when you're getting away from town hall, but
Yeah.
each individual department within town hall doesn't buy their own paper.
So then I think it came down to, you're open different hours and different location, and so maybe that was more, it's the same with highway, like they order their own.
Yeah. I think if there's a savings,
Yeah.
Norris orders a skid of paper every year, right? That's part of the budget. Skid of paper comes in, it's in the May meeting, if we're in the gym or cafeteria, it's gonna be sitting there in the corner, right? But that's the paper that's used for the whole season, and they have a place to store it. Depending on the price savings, does it make sense to put more in there?
Yeah.
I just hear whining over accommodation. You know,
Mm-hmm.
would you rather like save money behind the scenes or have to go up in front of the entire town every year
Yeah.
and beg and plead? And it just doesn't seem like it's that.
Well, I don't know,
Unless it's
are
not
we
that
buying,
much
are we
savings.
buying all, right, are we buying, like, do you guys buy from the same supplier?
Yeah.
So
We do.
maybe,
We get WB Mason for copier paper and things like
Yeah.
that.
Which we have a town account, so we
Right.
should get that discount, I would think.
so the pricing should be similar.
it-
Yeah.
If they're
I
all
think
using
it
it, but some people are staples because it's easier for them and they pick it up when they're in West Springfield.
But they deliver next day and it's free.
It's not easy to change.
That's why there's your whole group now looking at all of these things.
But with just the regular copier paper, I would think that Ed, since he's already buying the TA's already buying the copier paper, he just buys more, and then you can come over and get a box of it and bring it, you know what I mean? Because that way you don't really have to store it, and he's already buying it, he just buys a little extra.
So when they run out of their paper and it's raining and it's snowy and icy, who wants to come to town?
Yeah.
Those
Whoever
are the
wants
things
paper.
that are gonna happen.
I know, but to me, that's like such a small,
Mm.
I don't know.
I don't know if there's a great savings.
Yeah, I don't know,
Well, that's the first question that needs to be answered,
yeah.
It's
right?
good.
Are we talking about $1 or are we talking about $1,000?
We don't actually spend that much on supplies. I really, it's small,
Everyone thinks that.
but we should add it up. Then it would affect our MAR if we took the money out of there.
No, we would just repurpose your existing money so you can do more with,
Would you have-
because you're in
Oh.
a unique situation. We can't go, every year your floor rises.
Mhm.
Unlike all the other departments, they can sit there,
Right,
right? So yours keeps going up, and if we say, hey, this is how we're gonna save money, but we still gotta give you that same amount of money, so you can do more things with it.
right, yeah, it could work.
And it's not just stuff like that, like the library has someone specific they use for their lawn mowing, their tree
Yeah,
trimming.
Peter Frary.
I know the highway department does some stuff, but I'm sure there's other stuff. I mean, is Peter Ferry the same guy that's used by the other departments?
Mm-mm.
If it's not, why not? Maybe you could get, you're bringing him more business and you can save some money. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of that kind of stuff. And I know people don't want to cooperate, but
Yeah, mowing was a big hot topic about 5 years ago.
Yeah, I think a long time ago, I had a conversation with the highway department, and they do certain things, and then we had to hire Peter to do the sidewalks. But the town does the parking lot. But then he does the gutters and things like that, and he does those big edges, those huge, he does a lot of the gardening stuff. I don't know who does it for town hall.
I think the highway department trims all the trees and.
so why do they not handle the library?
They need more staff, probably.
I don't know, they don't have time to do even the town hall, like, I don't even know if they did it last year. They did it
Yeah.
2 years ago because I know the weeds were taking over the bushes out front. But,
I think Randall's down 2 guys too.
Yeah.
From the 2 he was down before.
yeah,
Right. So
Yeah.
it's just a matter of allocation of
Right.
resources.
yeah.
Yeah,
And all the things that have to get done in
yeah.
the 4 months that we have decent weather or whatever.
And the cemetery takes a long time to mow.
Yeah.
Well, see, then that's a question.
Yeah.
So maybe as a whole, an outside contractor
Yeah.
could be hired to do, might save money out of his budget than using someone outside.
It would save money in terms of he could be doing other things.
Other
Yeah, yeah,
things.
yeah.
Any other
So,
questions?
I'm good.
You're good, so
You're
I'm gonna work on that PPP thing. I'll talk to her and see what we can work out. Thank you.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Then she can help more patients with their computers. Thank you very much. Good to
Thank
see
you
you.
for
Thanks for coming in, Barbara.
Oh, sure, of course.
You know, Guy McLean,
No.
he runs Anathema, the Westfield Library.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he used to be in Springfield Museums.
So I don't know him because I knew like the previous
Ah,
director.
gotcha.
Yeah. Oh.
He's a nice guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I should.
So if you need anything, I'm sure he'd be more than happy.
Oh, we have a local directors group. It's
Oh, okay.
Forbes, West Hampton, Southampton, Easthampton, Florence, and Williamsburg.
Oh, so
We
it's,
got ourselves through the pandemic.
oh, awesome.
On Zoom meetings. What are you doing? What are you doing now?
Yeah, they just had some concerts from the symphony orchestra, like small, and they're, so
Oh,
you
did
should
they?
check out and see what they're doing, and
Yeah.
then, you know,
Yeah, libraries do lots of different things.
yeah, and then you can be like, oh, we could do that here, you know?
Yeah, yeah, thanks. Thanks for the tip. I should get to know him. Thank you, thanks for coming.
God bless you people.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you too.
So you're here.
Yeah, well, we're waiting for Caitlin. She should be here
Yeah, she was
momentarily.
texting me, they're doing a.
I wasn't sure you were gonna try to get a hold of her, so I wasn't sure what your,
Well, unfortunately, the emails never got to us, and I don't know why. We've never had any problem with,
Conspiracies?
And it didn't go to spam? Did you check the spam
oh,
folder?
I checked the trash, and that's where it all ended up. But why, I don't know, because she sent it from her home email, you know.
and you would have recognized the name, obviously,
And
yeah.
it's Yahoo, but, and I get others. I don't know why it never went through.
Huh.
But anyway, we posted an emergency meeting quickly, and we're covered because now I have 2 board members here.
Oh,
So we're good, we're legal.
Where am I here? So this one's the sun, this one's the sun, and this one's the sun.
It is?
Yeah, but Barbara's wasn't for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, and the capital committee was before that. Bylaws is right now.
That must be the dog thing.
I put on this city coat, if I go outside and I look, it's gonna be 20 degrees or 60 degrees. I could just look at my watch.
See, there's no money for capital to hand out.
Yeah, after the meeting, if you have 5 minutes, I want to run something by you when we're not finished.
Okay, Health Department, tell us about your budget.
Okay.
So there is a 2%, which you probably don't have this because Ed just sent this to me this evening. There's a 2% increase,
The COLA.
the COLAs, yes. So that number is a little different.
Well, I think we need to adjust this budget too, and I didn't have time to do it. I thought we were meeting, you know, in 2 weeks, because I talked to you and then found out that we were meeting tonight.
Oh, because you guys
Yeah.
got them together, yes.
Didn't get it, but, So the board had talked about adding 3 hours a week for next fiscal year to the health director position. It's impossible to get everything done in 32 hours. That just doesn't make any sense. The town hall used to be open 5 days a week in the 70s, and then we had the oil crisis. They closed on Fridays, and that was over 50 years ago, and we've never opened again. But you can't cram 37 and a half hours into 32 hours. It just doesn't work.
And I just want to also highlight that during the pandemic, there's been those extra hours, like Jerry's been working those hours, and they've been paid both out of CARES Act, and we also have a request in for ARPA funding to cover the extra hours. And of course, pandemic conditions hasn't really made anything easier. We're hopeful that we're going to also be able to do some additional work through a shared public health grant and bring some additional services into town for no cost to the town. But it is going to require some time and energy to coordinate those resources. So the health director budget line is at $53,824. That's the wish list. I'm not sure if that's just the 2% increase.
No, that was.
That includes the extra 3 hours?
No, that's not the extra 3 hours. That is and I'm sorry, it doesn't
Is that the
have.
pay adjustment to comply with the Equal Pay Act?
Right, this, it doesn't show up on this.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
Do you have that note on the bottom of yours?
You should have it.
Yeah.
I just noticed it there when I
was just
scrolled
gonna
down a
make a
little
note.
bit.
They have that.
I was
Yeah.
too.
I made copies and I was having issues with my computer today. There was a note on the bottom about, complying.
Yeah, I
with the
see that
Equal
here
Pay
now,
Act.
yeah.
Does that sound like $4,100?
Yes, yeah, there was a note on the,
The note's there, just not the number.
So the
it's to the right, in the difference column.
Yep,
Is it there?
yes.
Okay. Yeah, all right. I've got the correct one here. So that was to comply with the Equal Pay Act because the comparator is the building inspector's position.
Mm-hmm.
And then the board was requesting the 3 hours a week.
So the wish list includes the 3 hours or no?
No, it
It's
doesn't.
just for the Equal Pay Act?
Right, I need to update that so that it would essentially be, it will be 35 hours at the rate of the building inspector, which is $32.22. And it comes up to $58,865.94.
Carrie, is that accounting for that 2%
No,
COLA?
that
Okay,
does
so
not
would be in
account for the
addition.
2%. So that 35 hours a week at $32.22 is the 3 hours and the Equal Pay Act complying with that.
And the health agent's salary will also increase with the 2%
With the
COLA?
2%, correct. And I can send a revised sheet to all of you.
So what's the percentage that it compares to the building inspector? Or is it equal? Because I don't know what he gets now.
Well, right now,
So it's like 5,000 more.
I think in Ed's infinite wisdom, he thought the health director should get 87% of the building inspector's salary.
Oh, so this is what, the 53,824 is the 22 budget for the building. Okay.
We did not get that in FY.
No, but that's your wish list is based on his 22.
Correct.
But is he out?
Is the 53,824.
30 hours.
If what?
He's at 30, but that 53,824 is for the 30 hours.
Correct.
So you're,
So we took the rate, his rate at 35 hours for the
Mhm.
health department.
Mhm.
Prior to that, Tom Quinlan had 35 hours. I don't know why,
No, I don't-
they dropped it to.
I don't ever remember it being 35.
Oh, it was, I guarantee it was 35. Tom Quinlan did get it increased to 35 hours because he couldn't keep up with it. And then he left, and when Ron came on, Ron was hired at the 30 hours.
yeah, because if you look at the, I'm just going back to the building, from 17 to 18, it went from $52,000 to $59,000, which would be an increase in hours. It's not
Right.
necessarily an increase in, I would think, you
But he
know.
got his commissioner's thing too, I think. He
Uh,
was taking all those tests, so he got an
He got
increase
that,
for
but he
that.
also
Yeah.
had the increase in hours.
So, if you're truly gonna compare, or you're truly going to use so right now the building inspector gets 32.22 an hour.
Right.
All right, so then you'd have to take 2% and then multiply it by 35 hours to get your total.
Right, well, I didn't know about the two.
Yeah, no, I know, I'm just, so then really this wish list is $60,043.26. Because the rate would be 32.86 at 35 hours for 52.2 weeks. So that's like 10,000 increase from
Previously.
previous years. But then, not really, because then if you put the COLA in it, it's different. Okay. And how many hours is health director working? Still the same, 10 hours?
The agent, you mean?
Agent,
Oh,
I mean,
the
sorry.
Right now, she's doing 10 hours, correct?
Sharps, is that gonna be enough money for the Sharps program? I didn't look at what was spent last year yet, so.
That should be okay for the Sharps program. Mosquito control has stayed the same.
We pay the same amount, right? It's just a
Yes.
level fund
Right.
to be a part of the district.
And our expenses, you know, the office expenses basically have only increased $350. The $3,000 is exactly the same amount we were getting in, I think, 2013. It hadn't increased ever since then. You know, the printing stays just about the same. We need that for inspection forms, et cetera. They need to be, you know, 3-part forms.
The mosquito control, is this the last year? Wasn't it 3-year? Or was it 5 years?
No.
To be part of that,
No, it's, right. I
be
don't
part of the,
remember.
I don't wanna say consortium, but that's not the right term.
It's the surveillance program, and I don't know that there was a time
Frame on it, okay.
that. I believe that, and they don't send out an invoice. We're required to just send the check in, which is a little annoying, but it goes to the state. But if we don't do the surveillance, then you don't know when you have, the mosquitoes that carry the Zika virus, et cetera, et cetera. So we want to make sure we're on top of that. We're also probably going to have to do more vaccine clinics too, because the FDA and CDC just authorized the second booster shot for anybody over 50 and anybody with compromised immune systems. So, and we don't think COVID's really over as much as everybody would like to think.
I don't think it's over, but.
Well, it presents problems for the workforces. But we got more of the rapid tests out to the group homes today, and they'll be going out to some of the businesses too along College Highway. That was all ARPA money though.
Did the town hall employees get them too?
Yes. Yep.
Got tests?
Oh, nice. Really?
Do we need to move around, or is it a copy?
Donna's got the power.
There you go.
Do you know what your revenues are looking like this year?
We're going to increase some of our fees.
You are? Okay.
Fee schedule. It hadn't been increased since 2019, so we're due. And I think we were about 42 or 45,000. We used to come close to almost covering the expenses and in the department, but that's not going to quite happen this year. And I just don't have a good feel for it. I haven't had time to go through all our turnover sheets, and nothing's been really posted in the accountant's office, so I don't have a good feel for it yet unless I try to find the time to sit down and go through all the turnovers and add it up.
So is the delay in the accountant's office for posting, or is it in entering, like why is it nothing's posted since December? Do we know? No.
That's a good question.
I mean, the time-consuming part of entering it is in the treasurer's office.
Well, we had a little transition there. We had new people upstairs here in the accountant's office. And as you both know, there's a steep learning curve.
Yeah, but that's... All right.
I think that's all I have. And animal inspectors, I know that's state mandated, so.
It's state mandated, and Nicole is doing the animal inspector.
Is that the one that's under contract? Or is that
No,
when we do get an animal?
no, you're talking about the animal control. That's different. That comes under select board.
Like, actually, the town clerk does the animal control, and Westfield takes care of it.
That contract's up right now, just mental health.
Yeah, but animal inspector, that's different.
It's like
Correct.
farm animals and livestock.
Right. It's doing the inspections of the stables and the farms, et cetera, and turning in the farm book.
So we should start doing farm animal exercise again. We would get some more revenues.
Work on the
We're a
corner.
farm-friendly community.
Yeah, we had
Let's work on personal property tax first.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
No, some of the fees will go up. I don't know that they're gonna go up.
Not gonna be exponential, but
Well, you
they
have to
should,
be a little careful because if you start raising the fees, then, you
people
know,
aren't gonna come and do things that they're supposed to.
well, the fees
have to.
are gonna get passed on to the customers, you know, your trash haulers and,
Mhm.
some of the other permits, so you want to be a little careful and not choke people either.
No, but the trash haulers are already charging people an arm and a leg, so.
Conversation.
Yes, charge them.
Definitely the tobacco permits can go up. We had a couple of places that were selling to kids this year, and they each got $1,000 fine, which of course goes into, you know, doesn't come back to the Board of Health, it goes into the general fund, so.
I think I'm all set. I don't have any more questions.
Yep, me too.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. It was nice to see you both. If you have any questions or whatever later on, just call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we haven't met. I'm Leah Curtis-Gio. I'm in the Board of Health.
I'm Vicky Morrow, Finance.
Donna Whiteley.
To officially meet you, I've seen your name around many places.
Yes.
Both of you. Put a face
What?
with the name.
We're a glutton for punishment because we both used to work here.
Okay. Came back for more fun.
Yeah.
Well, I think the Board of Selectmen too had been talking about bringing up the, you know, the salaries and trying to be competitive because we're losing people. I don't think the assessors have had one person apply for the principal assessor's position.
There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think raising, you know, even if they do raise that salary some, there's too many positions open in that field too, and there's not enough bodies. I mean, in South Hadley, the principal assessor, she's the chair of the, you know, the mass assessing officers, whatever. And I mean, there's so many towns looking for people.
Yeah.
And the only people, you know, people that are in the field and have the experience are moving to the highest paid jobs because they can. If they want to travel, they can make the money.
Right.
But nobody's going into it, so you're not gonna, I don't care if you offered 10 or 15,000 more
Yeah.
than what they're posting it at now, they're still not gonna find, I mean, that's my opinion, but they're not gonna find anyone that's experienced.
It's the same thing for public health workers.
Yeah,
And most of
just-
those people have master's level degrees, and
Yeah.
I mean,
And there's no way that the town, being the size it is, could justify paying what you would have to try to pay to get someone, to steal someone from another town. You know what I mean? Because it's, yeah.
so through this public health excellence grant, which is a 10-year cycle, this is the first year, which has been highly focused on, so far, vaccine clinics. They helped us host the clinics at Norris School, but it's to try to approach public health from a more regionalized approach because Northampton has the ability to hire a whole department of people that 20 towns are able to access. So Jerry and our town will help to coordinate, say, clinics, CPR classes, naloxone training, but they would bring in the teachers and bring in the resources to actually, you know, provide that education. They have a nurse that'll come and do a coffee hour at the Council on Aging. So we're just starting to think about how we can best utilize those services in addition to, you know, what we have now, with a focus more on health prevention. I mean, of course, during the pandemic, they were very focused on the pandemic, but, you know, now we're thinking about what to do next.
Well, we're thinking about some of the other things are doing a car seat safety training for new parents. I think, you know, car seats that's important. And the police and fire stations don't do that anymore, so we can do that.
Oh, they don't?
No.
Really?
Flu clinics, they'll come and do flu clinics in
Yeah, they
town
will
for us.
We'll have-
Drag through van.
Public health nurses will be available to us through this grant,
Yes,
which is really
epidemiology.
nice.
So they'll do contact tracing for us. We have contact tracing through ARPA funding through June, but after that, they can help pick up some of the contact tracing and disease surveillance from a regional perspective.
They're
which will be
doing
good.
it now, actually.
But yeah, we'll get more data and reporting about that too, which will be really helpful.
And you get a regional approach, so you can see what's happening in the region.
Maybe that should be the future of assessors. They could have a county assessors
Yeah.
department for Hampshire County and
Well,
share
they
resources.
do that in
Exactly.
other states, they do
Right,
county
but you can't hire a
assessors.
person for each town, right? That makes more sense to share resources.
Yeah.
Florida does that.
I think it's super smart.
But if we don't have competitive salaries, or at least make it semi-attractive for any of these younger people coming out of college, they've all got school loans, car loans, rent or mortgage.
Well, I think it's just going into public service in general, you know, like,
Yeah.
it's a,
It doesn't have the allure that 20 years.
yeah.
Right, that's public service. The one good thing about public service 20, 30 years ago, even longer, is you have the built-in golden parachute. Right, if you did your time,
The golden parachute,
If
you're
you- if you were in the system 30 years prior to now, right, so
Yeah.
you'd be, we don't have to talk about it. But in theory, you got out with 80% of your highest years. So back in the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, when public service was the field, one of the fields to go into.
But the pay was, everything was
Exact
proportional.
proportion, right, yeah. I mean,
I think I'm
gallon of milk
gonna
used to be a
work
buck,
on 88.
right?
I remember a lot of.
That's why you have teachers who are going into administration for the last 3 or 4 years of their
Yeah,
their
that's
career
right.
because they can get that 80% of that,
Right,
those 3 highest salaries.
Yep.
and people whose kids are through college or in college, they will go ahead and move to another town where they,
Mm-hmm.
you know, can make more money.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
Well, thank you ladies again for coming and sitting with us.
I'm glad you're able to make it. My husband pulled in the driveway as I was
Like
like.
a tag team.
Literally.
3 down, a million more to
Is there
go.
any more tonight?
No.
No. Can we,
so Vicki, if you have any more little messages, just send them to my private email too, just in case it won't go
Okay.
through down here for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good night,
All right,
everybody.
thanks to you, thanks for all
I
you
didn't
do.
recognize your father tonight. I passed him
Have a good
out
night.
here in
You
his
too.
spiffy little Jeep.
oh, he's had that for a few years.
Has he?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Tell him I
Yeah.
said hi.
All right.
All right, see you later.
So, I guess we're gonna call the meeting at 10 of 8 for the first few budget presentations.
7:54.
7:54. It's kind of hard to see what that is, so.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.